Ahead on DC News Now at 4. A 1-year-old shot. Another child injured in DC.
I'm just tired. I mean, that's an innocent child. She outside playing.
Reaction from the community.
It's staying comfortable for now, but we'll let you know when temperatures and humidity levels will spike once again.
A new police chief in Prince George's County will sit down for a meet and greet with George Nader, appointed last month. Your favorite retailer slowly hiking prices behind your back. The new report that's turning heads. Plus, a local university making waves in technology. How George Mason is using virtual reality to keep older adults on their feet.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Tosin Fakile. Happening now, Pepco providing an update on ongoing power outages in DC's West End and Dupont neighborhoods.
And these rolling outages started last Thursday morning after a fire at the 22nd Street substation, leaving nearly 2,000 people without power and air conditioning in the extreme heat.
Our reporter Marielle Carbone is live in Northwest with the latest. Marielle, good afternoon.
Tosin and Mark, a lot of information that we just got in the last 20 or so minutes here from Pepco. They tell us that the damage that they are working to repair is extensive. Some of the good news, all of the power is back on in this area. The goal is to keep it on as they continue their work, but they do say it is possible there could be some more rolling outages through the end of this month, possibly more depending on how long all the stuff takes to fix. So we're outside the 22nd Street substation right now. That is where the bulk of the work is happening. So let me break down what really led up to all of this. Starting last week on Tuesday, there were 2 feeders that tripped, and that resulted in some transformers going down. The substation here has a total of 4 transformers. Last week on Tuesday, they were down 2 here. Later in the week, another transformer blew here at the 22nd substation. That was on Wednesday into Thursday morning. There was a fire here, and fire and EMS had to respond to that. So with 3 transformers being down, there was only 1 transformer working to put the power on for this entire area. That is why Pepco had to pull some of the power out, pull customers off the line so that they weren't blowing that 4th transformer. Now, since then, over the last few days, they've gotten 1 of the transformers back up. So 2 are now operating, and with both of those going, they're hopeful that as they work to repair the final 2, that they can keep the power on, but that is subject to change. They say a lot of this work is happening underground, so they can make predictions, but once they get down there and they start looking at the lines and the cables, things can change. It can be more extensive. So that is what they're working with right now. Again, they're saying the repairs can happen through the end of this month, possibly longer. This has been a big impact for a lot of people dealing with the heat. In fact, we spoke to one woman who works at the Georgetown Marriott nearby. She says a lot of people have been booking rooms there to seek some refuge. Take a listen.
Most of the complaint is because of the heat. They're like, I can't be in my apartment, or I can't be at this hotel. Yeah, they're like coming in frantic, and they're like, this is crazy, and we're not getting answers. So, people, they've been pretty nice about it, but it's just more of an inconvenience.
And now that hotel actually entirely booked up for today. That woman there, Ginger, says that it's really rare for that to happen on a Tuesday. Just goes to show people here, they don't want to be sitting in hot apartments. We've also heard issues with people maybe not being able to get medication from their fridges with the power out. So a lot of concerns for neighbors. Again, the good news, the power is back on in this area. The goal is to keep it on as Pepco continues working on repairing some of the damage. And one more thing to point out, they say that this is the result of multiple failures happening. The system is old. So as they work to repair the aging system, they're trying to put some more safeguards in place so that if this were to happen again, it would be easier to get the repairs done and keep power on for everyone. So more coming up on our 5 o'clock news. That is now the latest here in Dupont. Reporting live, I'm Marielle Carbone at DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you. Let's head over to meteorologist Damon Matson for a first look at our forecast. And Damon, you and I were talking just moments ago. Not as humid and not as hot as it was last week, especially when there was those power outages.
Yeah, and just more thankful then that they are getting this work done in this little window we do have, and it's not excessively hot and humid as those repairs happen. So yeah, good timing in that sense, and overall, hopefully, well, you've maybe been able to enjoy a little bit of this beautiful weather that Mother Nature has been giving us. It's clear as can be on the satellite and radar picture. Yes, we've had a few clouds. Yes, we've had a little bit of haze here and there, but all in all, it's been extremely quiet and clear. And even with a good amount of sunshine, it hasn't gotten all that hot. Temperatures have stayed in the 80s today. That's the big time change up in why it feels so comfortable here. It's a little bit warmer in D.C. at 87, Waldorf at 88, but much of the rest of the DMV is holding steady in the middle 80s, which is pretty good by late July standards. So we will continue on this very beautiful trend for the rest of the day today. Fairly clear. A few clouds will roll in later on tonight. But more importantly, the big time difference too out there today, a lack of humidity, and we will continue to keep some of that comfortable air around as we head into the night, head into the day on Wednesday. But it is July after all in the DMV. When will that heat and humidity crank right back up? We'll have a full picture forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Investigators tracked down a car in Prince George's County. Actually, let's go back. I'm so sorry. A toddler was hit during a shooting in Southeast overnight. Now, the search is on for those responsible.
Yeah, investigators tracked down a car in Prince George's County believed to be connected to that shooting, but they don't have suspects yet. DC News Now's Yamarisa Say was at the scene and talked to some neighbors who are fed up.
Several homes were hit by bullets in this Southeast neighborhood. You can see one bullet went through the pole in front of a home, another hit the window, and this is the aftermath after a toddler was shot. Now, several people in the neighborhood say they're tired of the senseless gun violence.
It's stomach hurting.
Many who live on Yuma Street in Southeast still trying the process after a 1-year-old was shot in the arm Monday.
I'm glad to hear that the child is doing okay, but it's saddening to know that everyday life goes on like this.
Police also say a 7-year-old was injured but not hit by gunfire. Police also confirmed Tuesday they found the vehicle involved in neighboring Prince George's County, but still no suspects.
We want justice for this little baby that was shot. You know, it's unacceptable that people think it's okay to come in and unload a fully automatic weapon in our community where people have to live and grow their families here. It's unacceptable behavior.
And this latest shooting has left people in the community fed up with the senseless gun violence.
We gotta step up as older people to try to teach these youth.
I'm tired. I'm just tired. I mean, that's an innocent child. She outside playing. So you telling me they can't come outside and play?
Now, police are asking anyone with any information to come forward. There is a reward for up to $100,000. Reporting in Southeast, I'm Yamarisa Say, DC News Now.
And meanwhile, family and friends gathered to say goodbye to 3-year-old Honesty Cheeto, the toddler shot and killed earlier this month in Southeast D.C. Friends say Honesty and her family were leaving a 4th of July party when the shooting happened. Police arrested 24-year-old Charles Rucker. They say he fired several shots into the car the 3-year-old was in during the early morning hours of July 5th. This was near 14th Street Southeast. Honesty died 2 days later. Rucker is in jail after a judge denied bond. And these latest shootings put a spotlight on the crime rate in the district. According to MPD's latest crime data, numbers show a drop in violent crime, down 26% compared to last year. This police data also shows homicides also dropped slightly. There have been 92 so far this year, including the 2 children, compared to 101 this time last year. As for the total violent crime numbers, they say that's down 8%. All of this is according to MPD's data.
All right, we're following breaking news this hour. Singer Ozzy Osbourne has died. The Crazy Train singer and godfather of heavy metal was surrounded by his family when he passed away.
Yeah, just weeks ago, Osbourne held a farewell performance with members of his band Black Sabbath in his hometown in Birmingham, England. The July 6th performance was in front of 40,000 fans.
The singer continued to rise to fame when he and his wife Sharon and 2 kids starred in the MTV reality show The Osbournes. He then struggled with health issues starting in 2003. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2020. We'll take a look back at his life and legacy later in the newscast.
An interim police chief looking to re-energize the force as he addresses staffing issues in the department.
Yeah, Prince George's County Executive appointed George Nader to the position last month, and DC News Now's Kevon Dupree talked to the chief at a meet and greet today and tells us about Nader's plans.
Interim Police Chief George Nader is wasting no time laying out his vision for the police department. He's hoping to bring new energy to it while tackling its drastic hiring shortage.
I'm so happy to work with the men and women on this organization who I think are just top notch.
Prince George's County's recently appointed interim police chief George Nader is no stranger to the department. In his 32-year law enforcement career, he spent 20 years with it before leaving in 2016 to serve as assistant chief for the Metro Transit Police Department.
The relationships that we have in the community are phenomenal. It's nice to see that they have continued on over the years.
Nader says one of his main goals is addressing staffing.
We need to hire about 330 police officers, and that's what we're down, so that's not even counting for officers that are going to leave or retire within the next year.
He says recruitment continues to be a challenge, and in the months ahead, they'll work to implement strategies to complement incentives already in place.
We should be hiring about 100 a year or more. Right now, we're hiring about 60, and then you always have to account for if you hire 60, that doesn't mean you're going to graduate 60.
Nader says what he's looking forward to most is strengthening relationships with members of the community.
We are your police department, and we want you to be as much a part of our police department as you want to be. We're here for you. We're your agency in good times and bad times.
George Nichols has been named interim assistant chief of police. He has decades of experience with the department. In Upper Marlboro, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Kevon. 3 lawmakers are pushing to remove the Francis Newlands plaque at Chevy Chase Circle. Newlands was a former U.S. Senator and founder of the Chevy Chase Land Company, which developed the neighborhood, but they say Newlands is a segregationist and held racist views. The National Parks, Forest, and Public Lands Subcommittee held a hearing on the bill in 2022. Congressman Eleanor Holmes Norton testified at the hearing and said that Newlands belongs in the dustbins of history. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen, along with Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin, who represents the Chevy Chase community, are calling for a change. A live look at the Kennedy Center, which could soon have a new name. Today, House Republicans on the Appropriations Committee approved an amendment that would rename the Opera House inside the Kennedy Center to the First Lady Melania Trump Opera House. The panel voted 33 to 25 Tuesday to approve the amendment. The push comes months after the president overhauled the Kennedy Center's board and named himself as its chair. Our media partners at The Hill reached out for comment. Neither representatives for the Kennedy Center nor the First Lady's office immediately responded about the Opera House's potential name change.
We have an update in Montgomery County. Last week, we showed you this video of a stream of water flooding a baseball field in Silver Spring. At the time, the county's Department of Fire and Rescue apologized after saying a firefighter retaliated when a baseball hit one of the trucks parked at the firehouse. But the department setting the record straight today. They say it was career employees, not the volunteer firefighters. The department says it's working with Maryland National Capital Park Police on damages done to the field to make sure the community can play on it.
In Virginia, the town of Vienna is looking ahead to the Parks and Recreation's comprehensive plan. FFXNow.com reports the plan looks at some of the town's infrastructure and priorities for the next decade. That includes maintaining current public facilities to expanding its pedestrian network. The town says that the plan will prioritize accessibility for all ages.